Hello and happy 4th of July. I'm Danny Gregory and welcome to Draw With Me. And here's JJ.
Hi.
JJ, what a bunch of, got to see our pet family, the extended Draw With Me pet family today. So many.
I'm going to have to watch it again when I'm not texting because there were so many beautiful pictures of Twiglet. And I mean, what's better than a pet portrait?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different pets. I hope that you found it interesting. If you've never drawn your pet before, I hope you found it interesting. Did you work from photographs? Did you work from real life? Did you have your pet sitting there watching you while you were drawing them? It is, you have these models. I mean, we feed them, so they might as well work for a living, right? They might as well pay us back by posing for us and modeling. So, excellent, good. So we have a bunch of folks here. Tarot by Samaj says, hey, are we having a picnic? Indeed we are. It's the 4th of July, so we're going to have a picnic together. And I hope you are ready for that. We've got Nancy who's joining us for the first time from Texas. Nancy's in our Illustrated Life course. I just saw her a little while ago in our studio time
Nancy
today.
has been making spectacular progress on her memoir. She is
it's amazing.
An all-star.
She really is. Garrett, who we haven't seen in a while.
Garrett.
Nice to see you. Glad that you're here and joining us live. It's funny because I was thinking like 4th of July, not a lot of people are going to show up, but as it turns out, for a lot of people, you're not working today, so you can. Here's Aaron, who's also on time for the first time in weeks. Oh, that's nice. And JF in Italy joining us where it's evening time. Let's see, Queenie here.
Oh, Sang Sob is here.
Queenie from Pennsylvania.
Always love seeing Sang.
Sang Sob is
one
joining
of our
us.
Dear friends from the beginning of Sketchbook School.
Yes, he's joining us here from Korea, which is very nice to see. We've got Shay Maud joining from London. And Linda, who's also enthusiastic about a picnic. I just see somebody,
Chaos with the long number from El Salvador.
El Salvador,
El Salvador nice. Representing maybe for the first time. I'm not sure I've seen El Salvador in the chat before.
We need to create a map and just tag everybody.
I feel like we're getting very, very close to covering the entire world, which is pretty cool.
We've got Imi Biju from joining us from India for the first time live.
Nice. She's not going to draw, but observe. That's okay.
That's perfectly fine.
You know what? There's a lot to be said for that. You can watch the replay and draw later if you want to.
Absolutely. We'll just enjoy hanging out. Deb is saying that she always Draw With Me makes her smile. That's nice. Giselle, who says she never gets to do this live because she's usually at work. So good.
You know what I feel like? Nothing bad happens here, which is probably a jinx. But it is. It's like it's a global hug.
Have you seen some of my drawings?
Full of artists. Yeah, well, you think your drawings are bad, but that's your monkey giving you a hard time.
Anyway, yes. So let's see. Soleil Medley joining us from Ontario.
Beautiful name. Beautiful name.
Finally coming on time. Eva joining us from Copenhagen. Rihanna from Alabama.
I really want to visit Copenhagen.
Wonderful Copenhagen.
Yeah, I keep thinking about how lovely your weather is right now, and it's so hot here. We saw the TV show The Bear, and they were showing scenes of Copenhagen, and oh my gosh, it just looked incredible.
It is.
Somebody with a name in characters, but from Taiwan. Wonderful.
Excellent. Good.
Wonderful. All right. Well,
Hilda from Oslo.
Oslo. Okay.
So
well, we've covered a vast tour. So everyone, global hug. And
now let's talk about America because it's the 4th of July, people.
I mean, look, we are broadcasting from America.
It's true.
It is a national holiday, and many people are here because they don't have to work today, which if you're celebrating nothing else,
celebrate the day off.
Yeah, you have a day off. You can, definitely rest, recharge. We have fireworks. I enjoy a firework. I enjoy a hot dog, I'll be honest.
Are we getting hot dogs today? We don't even really have any plans.
Yeah, we're sort of we are doing some chores today, but
I've been up since 5 working. So, but this is it. We're done after this. Done. So yes, and
so a virtual picnic will be nice since we're not having an actual picnic.
Right. It's too hot for a picnic. But so here's the plan. What we're going to do is here's what you will need, art supply wise.
Bunch of stuff.
Yeah, basically, I'm probably going to work with. I'm going to draw with a brush pen, I think. I might use some fine liners. Then I'm probably going to use some watercolors, maybe some colored pencils, whatever you have at hand. But I wanted to show you what our inspiration is, because this is a piece of art that JJ found actually by an artist who I wasn't familiar with before, but who I really love, Katie Daisy. You can find her on Instagram.
I mean, how cute is that?
It's really nice. And I just thought, like, this just seems so chipper and fun. So this is kind of the inspiration.
Did you notice a sketchbook?
There's a sketchbook there, yes.
We were talking about what are essential elements of a picnic, and we went through a lot of foods, and then I saw this, and I was like, a sketchbook, of course.
The sketchbook is a bird identifying thing, the flower identifying thing. So just looking through this, because this is kind of the inspiration for, we're not going to copy this drawing, but we are going to be inspired by it. So just looking at it, she's got a nice wicker hamper there, a little crudité board.
I've got
some strawberries,
that
a
wine
pie,
is giving me a sparkle in my eye.
A little bit of rosé, and a baguette. So, and some flowers.
A little embroidered napkin is so charming.
Yeah, so this is kind of the spirit of what we're going to do. Of course, you're welcome to choose what you want to do. So let me see. This is kind of a complicated thing here, but there we go. Okay.
You can do it.
Not that complicated after
all.
You
can do it.
All right, so here is my sketchbook, and here is a basket. So basically, we're going to do, I have about 9 or 10 pieces of reference. So the idea is kind of like artfully arrange them around the page however you want to. You could write stuff if you want to. And
it's like, what do you bring to a picnic? I mean, when we lived in New York City, we lived really close to Washington Square Park. And often on Danny's birthday, which is right in the beginning of September, we would have a picnic in the park. And it was the most beautiful weather. It was just like the most delightful place on earth at that time. So we had sort of a lineup of things that it was a birthday, so we'd get some kind of premium items, if you will. Our picnics were a little bit premium, but that's how I like to roll.
It's true.
And so that we're going to show you what we have on a picnic.
So this is Tarot by Samaj asks, is this a hamper or a picnic basket?
It's both. It's either. I think a hamper is just a word for a basket, right?
Well, we have a hamper. A hamper is kind of like more of like a little suitcase. This is a basket.
Maybe a hamper has a lid.
Maybe, or a hamper. I think have the kind that we have, which is like a wicker suitcase, and you open it up and everything is inside.
Like the plates and the
right. So this is more of a basket.
Strapped in.
This is more of a basket, but it's
a tasket.
A red and yellow basket, red and white and brown basket. So, so I think I'm just gonna start. I am gonna draw this little gingham thing, because I was thinking I liked that the artist who's inspired us has had a little tablecloth behind the whole thing. You could certainly come back in later on and do a whole little background thing if you really want. I didn't think we had the time to do that today.
I think I remember the very first time I heard the term hamper in this context. Mm-hmm. And and some people in the chat are commenting, it's like, it's where you put your laundry. I mean, that's what we always called our laundry bin at home when I was a kid. But then somewhere in middle school, I was in the play Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene about hampers, right? And it's like you auction off your hamper.
Oh, right.
Right? It's like a whole, and that's when like Curly is like getting himself, all agitated because he's bidding on the hamper. Anyway, long story short, I was in that play for quite some time. I was quite confused about this term and was not bold enough to ask. So for a long time, it puzzled over like what's up with
So you thought they were
hampers.
like bidding on your laundry.
I was just like, what? It happened to me also probably around the same time when we in school read To Kill a Mockingbird, and they used the term chifforobe. And I was like, I just don't know what that is.
It's a weird Southernism.
It's a Southern thing, yeah.
Isn't there a play called Picnic?
Good question. Good question. I do not know.
There is a play called Picnic. We went to the theater last night and we saw a thing which surprising I've never seen before, which was Fiddler on the Roof.
And it was so fun.
So much fun. I mean, it's the best thing about a diaspora and a purge and Cossacks raiding a town that I've ever seen. I mean,
It
You
just
laugh,
has the
you
most amazing music, though. I mean, let's not talk about all the
it has a lot of classic
troublesome
songs
parts.
in it.
It's like really. I mean, we were singing the songs all night in the car on the way home. Tradition,
Sunrise, sunset.
tradition.
If I Were a Rich Man. So yeah.
The Papas. The Papa.
So, all right. So I am just kind of creating basically different kinds of textures here. I'm not really even looking that closely at the reference. I'm just sort of winging it. I kind of don't want to, I'm not really trying to make like a detailed.
You're not going photo real.
No, exactly.
It's hard to do anything photo real with a brush pen, although Chris Kaler is capable of doing it.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of create I think the spirit of the piece of reference was just so lighthearted and fun and picnicky. So that's sort of the spirit of the way I'm drawing too. And I'm thinking that I'm going to maybe do my drawings and then do my
coloring?
Painting, yeah, and coloring.
Okay. And you were thinking about 10 items?
There's like 9 or 10, because I also have some, yes, William Ange wrote a play called Picnic, yes, with Marilyn Monroe, I think so.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, Jen Gonzalez just made a picnic-themed drawing. Great,
Psychic
good.
connection, Jen. That's
All
what we
right.
call that.
All right, so you are well-versed in this. All right, so I'm not going to get too fiddly with this. That will have to do for now. So, do you think I should maybe? Yeah, I'm going to come back to it. I think it's better to come back to it. So I also have some little ants and ladybugs and butterflies that we can use at the end. So,
are you going to get a dragonfly in there?
No, I hadn't planned it yet, but let's see. All right, let's move on. So I'm going to move on. We're going to go through these, then we're going to come back. We'll go back through the same reference again, okay? Okay, so here's a little charcuterie. I think I'm going to do this down here. So this is sort of a charcuterie board. I think this reference is too dense. I think I'm just going to use the idea.
It's not appealing when food is touching
it's too much. It's just,
each other so much.
Well, all right, that's
needs air, needs breathing room.
All right, that's possibly true. I think I'm really looking at this as a drawing thing.
Got it.
And
you know what I also don't care for? I don't like it when people make rosettes out of salami. Because you feel like whoever managed that process has touched it so much. Like, why? Just let it be sliced. Let it be sliced.
I think it's because it's easier to just like pick one out as opposed to.
Every time I see that, I just think avoid. It's like, don't. I mean, obviously, it's been handled.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, it's just bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Bad
picnicking.
Bad. Because you really want a very sanitary experience when you go on a picnic. I mean, that's why we always picnic wearing gloves and masks, because you want to make sure that...
Atomic Elf is saying they usually wear gloves when they handle food like that. Yes, I would like to believe that is true, but I would also say sometimes you're rushing, Yeah, Jen mentions cake pops. Again, too much touching.
Yes.
I mean, look at the slices, though. They're like, do you think the rosette looks more tasty? It doesn't. It's like, it's perfectly fine in its original form.
All right, so I'm going to put a few grapes, but I just don't want to overdo it. I don't want to overeat on a picnic. I'll overeat enough as it is.
We didn't overeat last night. We
yes, we
forgot the theater on Wednesday starts at 7 p.m.
Right.
And failed to reserve time for foodies.
Yes, it was hell.
Rash Duel is asking, how many Bangladeshi people have you met?
Well, I've been to Dhaka, so I don't know. I don't know how I would quantify them.
Growing up in Pakistan, you probably met some.
Yeah, well, in those days, Bangladesh was known as East Pakistan.
I see. So there you go.
And then it changed. So, yeah. So I've actually met a fair number.
Yes, Danny lived in Lahore. I like that you got the board in. I wasn't going to mention that, but I was thinking that was
Yeah, I wouldn't want to suggest that we're
eating
throwing
it off the ground.
throwing food on the ground. No. All right, so it's a little rough, but that's okay. I'm going to put a little bit of flour, a little flour thing down here in the corner just to even it out.
A little rosemary.
So this will all look better than it does right now, I think. You know what I mean. It's just the ink sketch right now, so we've got to get all the stuff in there, and then we can have fun coloring it. Okay, I'm moving on from the charcuterie platter. I realize I'm moving quickly, but, you know, we're getting hungry, so we've got to move on. Okay, so this is a classic. I don't even know, can you still buy these? This is
I have a delay.
This is a plaid thermos.
Is that not the cute of the cute?
It is cute. I'm just going to throw it in the corner down here.
So for me, a thermos would probably contain like gazpacho. I don't feel I want to have coffee or a hot beverage on a picnic.
Well, you could have a cold beverage. You could have lemonade.
I guess, but that's not my beverage of choice on a picnic.
Isn't lemonade a picnicky kind of thing?
Yeah, you know I don't love a lemonade.
Because it has particulate matter.
Yeah, I'm a bit fussy on this. I don't like pulp.
But she's so easy and agreeable on all other subjects, so it all balances out.
I have some opinions.
So I'm going to put this little cup. I'm going to flip the cup over and turn it this way. And I'm going to put in some lemonade already. A couple ice cubes, so you're clear on what's going on here. Now,
Are you going to tackle the plaid with the pen, or are you going to do that when
I just thought about that as soon as I started doing it, and I realized I'm doing it, so I'm doing it.
Go bold.
Well,
go big or go home. Well, you are home.
Also, it's
There's a lot of black in that plaid.
Exactly. So this might just be the black part, and then I might go in and do the red later. Oh, I'm starting to smudge. The problem with this ink pen is you get this.
You make a little ant out of it.
Yeah. Again, it's a picnic. You can't be too fussy about this stuff.
Gazpacho is, I love salsa. I feel like I could drink salsa, and gazpacho can approximate a salsa in a way that is very pleasing to me.
It's true.
We could drink a gallon of gazpacho and be happy.
All right, so we're moving on. We've got that thermos down. Am I moving too quickly?
No, I don't.
I don't hear any kind of massive complaints yet. But people, let me know if you're like, what the hell is he doing? I'm getting indigestion from the speed of this picnic. But I really want to just get these lines down. So, okay, so speaking of beverage, this is actually a JJ request you'll be surprised to hear, which was a bottle of Champers.
Oh, I'm so worried about the sleeve of your white shirt right now.
I'm moving it up.
Yeah.
So,
as I mentioned, we would picnic for your birthday, and we would always have champagne.
Right.
It was like essential, and
But this is the 4th of July. We're having a 4th of July picnic as opposed to, I think it's okay.
Yeah, but why not just have,
It's summertime.
just have champagne. If you're going to the trouble to picnic, it's a party.
This reference doesn't have a full label, so I'm going to add on some other stuff to it. And, yeah. It's also, the bottle of champagne is closed, but the glasses are full, which
when we
suggests
would
that
have it in New York, we would have to be a bit surreptitious about it, and it would be often in like a brown paper bag.
Which is the classiest way to serve champagne. Some people use an ice bucket. Some people use a brown paper bag. But, in New York, you're not allowed to drink alcohol in a park. So.
Everyone's doing it. Make no mistake. Yeah, in our picnic hamper, it actually had
She came with champagne
glasses, so they're strapped into the lid. There are plates, there are knives and forks, and then just like really decent glass, for wine. It's not plastic.
Goblets, flutes. All right, so this is, I think, I just love the look of this in the original art, so I've added it on, which is a little,
cherry pie.
a little lattice pie.
A lattice pie. I can't say as we would ever have a lattice pie on a picnic.
That's why we're drawing one.
Yeah, that's a fly.
Yeah, because we were talking. We had cupcakes at one point, but I think this is just more fun to draw because one of the things you got to think about when you're drawing a picnic is what's fun to draw.
I mean, we would typically go to Magnolia Bakery and get their sort of fancy cupcakes, because it was just down the street from Washington Square Park. I don't know. Maybe, sometimes when we would go, it would be your birthday, so we would have like a birthday cake.
4th of July, though, it's
4th of
probably
July
closed.
is all about pie.
But it's probably closed. And this is as American as apple pie, right? So now drawing this lattice is a bit tough because I don't quite know how it works.
I know. I feel like you gave yourself a challenge that could have been avoided.
No, it's going to be worth it. I'm gonna fake it. I'm not gonna do an overly. I'm not gonna like weave every single one of these lati underneath its respective thing. I'm just gonna do a bunch of things. So don't get too worried about this.
I have to say, for me, this type of pie would be a bit.
Are you going to complain about this?
It would be
now?
a bit lacking without ice cream, which is certainly not a picnicking food. I mean, don't you feel like this needs to be a la mode?
I'll eat the whole damn pie myself then, all right?
Sit there with all the flies in the entire park and eat a whole damn pie.
You go to the guy who sells ice cream and you get some ice cream.
Yeah, you need Mr. Softy.
Yeah. It's a picnic. You can improvise. All right, so we're going to come back to this guy and make him look better.
Okay.
Jen Gonzalez says she's never had a picnic, but we ate lots when we visit my grandmother's grave in the cemetery.
I was just reading about, in a book I was reading, somebody was at the cemetery and having, the favorite foods and beverages of their ancestor. I think that's a nice thing to do.
So in your case, we're going to have to get like a backup, a semi full of all the things that you like to eat.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. That's our lattice pie. Again, all this is going to look better when we get the color in there. Okay, so here we're going to have a little thing of strawberries. Strawberries.
This time of year, the strawberries are popping. So tasty.
Yeah, we were growing some in our backyard, but we kind of gave up on that.
Well, the plant really got roasted in the heat, and
I like roast strawberries. So
I think strawberries are an excellent picnic food.
they are, yeah.
I feel like the paper carton is usually green.
Okay. Well, again, this is just reference.
Yeah.
We can make it any color we want. In fact, I think it's good to get reference that going in is going to need some help.
Okay.
Because then you're not like slavish about the reference. Yeah, I feel like this is not made of the right kind of material for an American strawberry. What would you call this? Carton? No.
Yeah.
Is it a carton?
I would call it a carton.
Carton of strawberries? It sounds kind of ugly. Pint of strawberries, maybe. Pint basket?
Yeah, a pint I think is
That's better, right?
I mean, again, in New York, there was an incredible farmers market right at Union Square Park, and the fruits and this time of year. It would just be like, honestly, you would just fill up your basket in the first 5 minutes you were there. You just wanted everything.
All right. Here we go.
On to the next. Very, very, quite contrary.
All right, so we got a sketchbook here. Throw a sketchbook in somewhere because that's important. This is sort of like a self-referential thing. It's like when you have a drawing of a drawing of a drawing of a drawing, like an Escher thing.
It's meta.
Yeah.
But you're drawing one with the cover closed?
Correct.
So, really?
I'm not drawing anything. I'm drawing whatever I want.
Okay.
And, so I am not beholden. But
I think what would be cute is if you had a picture of Twiggy.
it's a picnic. Nobody wants animals around it.
We always bring our animals on the picnic. Although in New York it would have been Joe and Tim, our little mini doxies. They didn't love picnicking, if I'll be honest.
Because they didn't get any of the food.
They didn't really get any food, and they would get annoyed at having to sit outside that long. They would be like pestered by the people. They'd be looking at us like, when are we going home?
All right, there's Twiggy.
Cute.
Okay.
You know, Marie is the third or fourth person to ask what pen you're using.
This is a Pentel brush pen.
But it's a special edition, right?
Pentel pocket brush pen. This is the special Waves
so you
edition.
you can get it with like a few different.
I don't know. You can anymore.
Oh,
this
really?
This was made for me by the chairman of Pentel Pens.
Not true.
Custom made it.
He's puffing up. It's not true. You could buy them at any Blick or online. But yeah, it's a very easy tool. You know, not expensive. And it just helps you be fast and loose.
All right, so I'm making a deck of cards now because that's a nice picnic item too.
We always played cards when we were picnic. Always.
Don't keep talking about it in the past.
We haven't. How long has it been since we've had a picnic?
Oh, I don't know, but that isn't to say that we can't. We will picnic again.
Not in this heat. As everyone knows, we love to play cards and games, and we've been really obsessing over a game called Wizard.
Yeah, it's a
So fun.
kind of not a game for two people though.
No. There was an episode of Draw With Me where we just did playing cards. Remember that?
That was fun, actually. That was pretty cool. It was hard. It was not for the faint of heart. All right, so there's my deck of cards. I think I'm going to label all these
Your
things.
straight flush right there.
Yeah, I'm going to label all these things. So we will get back to this. Let's move on to... Okay, so this is kind of the tail end of the reference pictures.
Wow.
So, yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we've got some little critters to put around. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll do a whole background of this whole thing. Let's have a look at the whole page. So the page is like reasonably well composed, and then I'm gonna put in some little critters, and then I'm gonna put in some lettering. And there could be a whole plaid background. Could be grass. Could be a grass background. Might be nice. I don't know. We'll see. That'll probably be the last thing I do. Should have been the first thing I do, but do as I say, not as I do.
So we're not having like sandwiches or?
No, I took out the sandwiches.
Okay.
Because I thought we had this screw tape ladder. It's enough. A picnic is not like a meal, right? That's what I decided.
Okay.
And I take you back and I refer you back to our reference, right? Reference.
Okay. She had baguettes in hers.
Okay, well we've got crackers. There's a hot dog stand right down the street. Just go and get yourself something to eat. This is an art experience. It's not a 4-course meal. Sorry if you're
As long
unhappy.
as I have my champers, I'll probably
just drink and eat strawberries.
I mean,
and shut up.
I'm annoyed by the cherry pie. That's not what I would want. I would not. No.
So I'm making my ants really little because I want to draw lots of them. But I might, maybe make them in a little kind of sequence. They're almost just like little dots. I knew you were going to complain about my taking away the sandwiches. And I decided that our marriage could survive it. Now you're not speaking anymore.
I mean, as you rightfully suggested, I have gone down the path to get a hot dog.
Oh, so that's where you are. Okay, you're over there getting a hot dog. I'm here fighting off the ants. We would have had a lot more ants if we'd had those sandwiches, but fortunately, we don't.
There was another reference that I looked at, and it had a kite in it. And I thought, that's a fun thing that as an adult, do you ever just go fly a kite? I like it in theory.
It's the kind of thing you'd schlep along to a picnic and then you'd be like, ugh, I can't be bothered to get up.
But it's not very...
I've had too much champagne.
It's eminently schleppable because it's not heavy. It's like, what is it? It's nothing. I think a kite, we should revive it.
This is why we don't go on picnics anymore, because we're just arguing about whether it should have sandwiches and kites. But that does sound nice.
Jen just mentioned lemon squares, and I read it, and my mouth watered. It's like it just went. I could bite into a lemon square right now. I tell you. All
right, there's a little butterfly there. It's a little sad looking, but I'm going to put in a couple of. I think these little critters might be better as sort of textural accents if you feel the need.
Do you think you could get a dragonfly in there even though you don't have reference?
Yeah, I can do a dragonfly. Here's a dragonfly going in down here. We have dragonflies here.
We had a huge one in our yard
yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and it was the size of my hand, and it came right up to my face, and it stood there for I swear 2 minutes and just hovered. It was there long enough that I could perceive that it had like a little face and it was smiling.
And you could hear it saying, "Where are the sandwiches?"
And its body was green. Yeah, and it was like it felt like a visitor.
All right, so here is my basic composition now. I'm going to start to use like ants and things like that will be nice to kind of tie stuff together once we start doing it, but I think now it's time to get serious about color. Because we're about halfway through.
Yeah.
And it's about time to
bring it on.
Bring it on. So I'm going to go back through the reference, but I may not do it in the same sequence. I think I'm going to start here with this pie.
The problematic pie.
Or also known as the problematic wife.
Your hungry wife.
So let's get into it.
Like a tiny bit. Oh, okay.
There we go. So I'm just gonna. I'm doing the pie first because of where it is on my page, because it's on the upper.
Because you're wearing a white shirt.
And because it's on the upper left-hand corner, I just don't want to. I don't want to lean on it afterwards. So. It's actually quite a fun thing to paint.
Yeah, Sarah mentions no watermelon. It's funny because we kept talking about what are the obvious things, And
Never thought about watermelon.
we forgot. Well, it was in one of the references, and I was like, oh, duh, watermelon. But here's what I'm going to say. In my gazpacho does go watermelon. It's a very tasty thing to add to your gazpacho. So if you haven't already tried it, just know.
Is it a substitute for biting into a slice of watermelon, though?
Honestly, it's very cool and refreshing in a gazpacho. I'm going to defend it. I think it's I think once you've done it, you don't. It's like it's watermelon gazpacho is king.
I think we should rename
Controversial opinion.
Let's rename this program "Eat with Me."
Still thinking about those lemon bars. Oof, so yummy.
I do like a lemon bar with powdered sugar on it. Is that what you put on it?
So good.
Is it picnic food? I guess so. What isn't picnic food? Sushi?
Yeah, I would definitely not picnic with sushi. Although you can get like a little portable sushi, but I don't know. I wouldn't picnic with sushi. I think egg salad would be a mistake.
No, egg salad is totally a thing.
Yeah, but mayonnaise and all of that, and it gets hot. That's food poisoning city, man. That's like worse than the rosette of salami.
All right, so I'm going to let this dry. I might come back to it. It's reasonably good. Now I'm going to move on to these strawberries. They're right here below it. Because they're right below it, and because
we're watching a friend's dog, and he's
a galoot.
He's a galoot. He's a bit neurotic.
So they should have named him Galoot. So we decided that we're going to make the little basket green, right?
Yeah, like teal almost.
Teal, really? Okay.
Spaghetti is not picnic. I'm going to agree with that. Spaghetti is
caviar, definitely. What else? What about Indian food?
I mean, I would take it on a picnic if we could get it here.
I would take Indian food anywhere. I mean, Indian people presumably have. What do you do in Bangladesh?
Oh, that animal.
All right, so.
Hello!
No, please don't shout.
Okay.
That would not be good.
Tums of Rolaids, definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Come here. Yeah, you're too much barking.
He would be a good animal to draw.
He's very cute.
But he's a galoot. Doesn't know. All right, so now I'm going to move into the basket. So far, we're in kind of food colors, which means that we're dealing with a lot of browns and some reds. So you might want to think about that. Like, how are you going to make? Are you going to keep a limited palette, or are you going to sort of spice it up a bit? Ooh, I got to bring up my basket. Here it is. Oops, there it is. Okay. So the question is, do I want to reproduce this gingham? Maybe. I'm just going to paint in the whole thing and then come back in and add some wicker when it's dry.
Oh, Diane wrote samosas, and I read it, and my mouth totally watered. Oh.
It's true. Please don't make any more suggestions.
Oh my gosh, I am hungry.
Oh, I forgot to paint the handle. That will not stand. What are other things one does on the 4th of July? Parades.
Fireworks. I feel like barbecuing is, maybe even more so than picnicking.
That's true.
But it depends on what you're, if you're living in a New York apartment, then
Yeah. It's
barbecuing is less likely to happen.
Picnicking is more of barbecuing is perhaps more suburban.
I mean, for us, swimming, we enjoy our pool this time of year. Such a luxury, coming from New York City to Phoenix, and it was just like, wow, that have your own pool, it's like unfathomable. But everyone has one here.
We should have arranged a dive-in movie. That would be a good 4th of July activity.
So Courtney says, I'm in central Pennsylvania, and a lot of people go to the creeks to kayak and float on tubes. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, that is nice. And what about parades? They don't have a parade in Phoenix, do they?
Oh, sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
New York, they don't have a parade.
I mean, it's just pretty hot here to be parading around. And that would probably be heat stroke city.
It's not just parading around, but sitting and waiting for the parade to come by.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think, northern Arizona, there are a lot of smaller towns. They have great parades. I mean, in fact, one of our neighbors went to his cabin, and he wanted to be there specifically because his neighbor Vera, who's like 86 years old, is the belle of the parade. Like, she has a float. She's the queen of the parade. So he wanted to go see that.
Okay, so I'm now moving on to the champagne.
The essential element, I would say. I don't think the ants would be most attracted to this. It looks a bit like a wicker basket. I think you got to get that lighter somehow.
What are you talking about?
It's dirty champagne. It's too brown. I'm very particular about champagne, as you know.
And the bottle should be green.
Oh, you made it. You refined that nicely, babe.
Thanks.
All right, Connie is having baked beans, potato salad, pulled pork sandwich. That sounds nice. I would sign up for that. So that combines barbecue and a picnic, right?
Yeah. What about, what is that thing called with Jell-O and marshmallows?
Ambrosia.
I'm a fan of that.
I think it contains mayo. I think...
No, it doesn't contain mayo.
It doesn't?
No.
What is it?
Sweet.
Is it whipped cream?
Probably. I've never made it. I've just consumed it with zest. It contains zest.
I've never eaten it. It's not a thing I think I choose to. With so many foods out there, it's not the one I pick.
It's a picnic food, though. Jell-O salad. It's another kind of strange thing.
It's an old-timey thing.
Yeah.
Tradition!
All right.
Yeah.
I think I'm not going to color in the sketchbook besides the pen, maybe. Because I don't think you would bring the full watercolor setup on the picnic.
You might. But
I'll come back to that.
I hear you.
Well, it's just, you want to be present.
Well, you're also playing cards with your other hand, right?
Exactly, and throwing a frisbee too. So, okay, I'm going to move on to the crudité. All right, this crudité is going to be a bit more complex. See, I'm noticing by my palette that I'm definitely not using that many different colors.
Sharon wants to know, what watercolors are you using?
I'm using Winsor Newton watercolors. The king of watercolors.
Oh, that's debatable.
No, it's not.
Your favorite for sure.
It was invented by Winsor Newton.
Oh my gosh, so many people are putting foods in the chat, and I'm surprised my stomach hasn't growled.
People, don't encourage her.
Woof, I am hungry.
Do you want to take a snack break? I've made black grapes for some reason.
We've had those dark purple grapes. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And delicious.
Are they summery?
Good question. I'm not sure. I feel like they're autumnal, but I could be wrong. I mean, everything is every season now, right? How are you going to tackle that blue cheese?
A little bit of blue.
Wouldn't you call that green?
I'm kind of looking at what the overall color of this thing is, more than I'm worried about whether I'm getting the colors right, accurate.
Getting the spirit of it right.
Yeah.
Oh, I am so hungry now.
You know, I think we're going to have to start drawing men with beards again, because you need to be distracted.
Yeah. Men with beards are an appetite suppressant. Kidding.
That's it. I'm growing a beard.
Kidding. It's an inside joke.
Right, now I'm going to move on to the Talmos.
Yeah, you gave yourself a lot of like texture pattern challenges. The lattice, the picnic basket.
That's true, actually. I'm going to let this dry and come back to it. Oh no.
Oh, that didn't sound good.
Brush down.
Brush down. Good thing it was loaded with red paint into the carpeting.
All right. So here, let's have a look at this overall thing. And
Gotta touch that ladybug with your red.
that's true. But I definitely need to bring some other colors in here.
Yeah, you went big on brown and red.
Well, it's food, you know? That's what I was saying about food. Is food. That's why, if we go back and look at our reference, see how she brought in the books? She's got...
She had pink. A lot of pink.
It was a pink background. She made her strawberry thing is blue, actually.
Yeah, her shoes are blue. Her book is blue.
And there's all those like pink glasses. There's the red shoes. So
Kind of nicely she did those grapes.
yeah, she's way better than I am. So, but we knew that. We knew that going in. That's fine. Still admire her.
Yeah, she's very talented.
She's good. She's good. But can she draw that?
Are you gonna do a background color? Someone's asking.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
Make it blue. Why not?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm bringing in some colored pencils to just get things looking a bit peppier. See, colored pencils can just make your color more intense. So I like to layer it on top of the watercolor if I want to do something that's, that is kind of bright and cheery. I'd even considered briefly doing this in gouache.
Gouache would be pretty chipper.
I think that's what she probably did. But then I thought, well,
I mean, is it possible hers is digital?
I think it might be composed digitally. Like, in other words, she may have made the pieces and then composed them. I don't know. I haven't really studied it that carefully. But I think I would recommend going and looking. I'm just going to put up her name again because
she inspired us today.
Yeah, I think Katie Daisy. And go and look at her Instagram because it's...
The name went up behind a thermos. Oh, there you go. We should tag her on this. We're not good about doing that.
I already have. She's pre-tagged.
Maybe she'll say she wants to do a collab.
Maybe she'll say, what the hell? What did you do? Mine is so much better. We could have a standoff. We could have a throwdown.
Katie, I think you win. Although I really like what you've made, Danny. I think it's appealing on a lot of levels.
Would you like me to peel you a grape?
Like an eyeball without its when you take the skin off a grape. I like my grapes in champagne form. Thank you very much.
All right, so that looks a little bit more three-dimensional now. You see the difference that made?
Yeah, pretty.
And now I'm going to go in and do the same for this basket. It's just
You've got about 5 minutes, unless you wish to go over length today.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm just going to do a little bit of this to show you what I mean, and then maybe I'll do some lettering and just kind of identify what these things are for all those people who are like, what the hell is that round blob? Oh, it's supposed to be a hamper. I see. How do you know it's supposed to be a hamper? Because he wrote the word hamper next to it.
A picnic basket.
Picnic basket. Exactly. Now this guy I definitely need to hit up.
You got to get yellow in there, don't you think?
Definitely, but that's the last thing I need to
Okay.
do. The last thing I need to do is put yellow in there. A little bit of yellow. And I forgot to color my lemonade. Okay, so this is a more limited palette, I would say. So that might be the reason that it's not more. But I think it would be cool to do plaid over the whole background. I don't know if I have the energy to do that right now. But
Oh, we didn't talk about the watercolor BOGO. Daniel very nicely reminded me. It's through the end of the day today, a special sale.
yeah,
On our watercolors.
yeah.
This is a question I hadn't. It's not on our website, is it?
No. But it's going to be in the notes below.
Okay.
In the notes below this video, you will be able to see if you don't know about it. That means that you're not on our mailing list.
Yeah.
Not on our mailing list. So get
Or
over
you didn't
get
open
over to
your emails.
sketchbookschool.com, look up free resources, and get your butt on our mailing list.
No doubt.
Because we're doing so. The BOGO, what BOGO means for those of you who don't know, and I know there's some of you out there who don't.
Is there anyone here who doesn't know what BOGO means?
Okay, so BOGO means
We've been having this argument literally for a week.
BOGO means buy one get one free, or BOGOF. for those who are more literal.
I told Danny everyone knows the meaning of BOGO, and he has been
I didn't know.
falling on this sword because he didn't know what BOGO meant. It's like, how can you be... I mean, we've sold many BOGOs. Not many. It's a sort of like a holiday tradition, but Danny is falling on his sword that not everyone knows what BOGO means. All right, there's one person who said in the chat they didn't know.
You see?
Okay.
Probably a very intelligent person, too.
Oh, dear. Not everyone knows. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I stand
corrected.
corrected.
Yes. You guys rock. All right, so here, let me just quickly throw up the address for the BOGOF. Boy, thank you. Now I never need to fight about this again. I can find something new to argue about. But no, BOGOF.
And we're going to argue about cherry pie on picnics.
BOGOF. Okay. So, didn't I make a shorter version of this?
A little disorganized on the sale. But the sale ends today. So if you want it.
Yeah. Let's just keep, I'm going to leave this up. Give me 1 second and I will throw it up there and you will say, thank you. Because, okay, so let's describe what the BOGOF is. So the BOGOF is that you...
Stop calling it that.
Okay, so BOGO, the BOGO is that you have...
Pay one price.
You pay once and you get two different
and you get
courses / workshops for the price of one.
Right.
And that thing is pretty cool. It is... you get to choose from...
5 products.
5 products that include
our course Watercolor Rules, which is a really meaty, substantial, I mean, I would say essential. It's the best-selling course. I mean, we've been selling this course for probably since 2018. It's a wonderful, wonderful course. And to get that plus something else for free, yes. I mean, I'm starting to sound a little like
but wait, there's
QVC,
more.
so I don't, you know, we don't really like lean hard on sales because we think our products are really good. So we very rarely do an offer like this. But, you know, we wanted to do something. So 1, it's World Watercolor Month in July. 2, our friend Charlie O'Shields does this incredible July experience where there are prompts every day where you just do a little watercolor every day. 3, he has artist ambassadors, of which Danny is one, who do merch that all of the proceeds go to children's art charities. Very cool. And we were excited about all of that. And we were like, okay, we'll do a little BOGO on some watercolor.
So if you go here, school.tiny.us/BOGOWC. So if you go there, you will see videos about each of the things. And is there a GWP? Asked Jen Cahill. What is it? George Washington.
I don't know what that is, Jen.
But there isn't one.
Gift with purchase. Nailed it. No, there's no gift with purchase.
Yeah, the gift is a lifetime of watercoloring.
The gift is you get the second thing free. But you know what, Jen?
It's just not satisfying some people.
Jen, if you buy it, I will send you a lemon bar. I will.
We will come to your house.
I do want to go to Jen's house, actually.
No,
I would like to visit with Jen. We love you, Jen.
Jen, the gift is we won't come to your house.
That is a true gift with purchase. We'll stay away.
But if you don't buy it, you may hear footsteps on your doorstep.
In the night.
And you're going to say, oh no.
In the night. A knocking.
It's them, the Gregorys.
Yeah.
All right, so we're over time.
We're out of time, yeah.
We're out of time.
Because we got distracted by the BOGO. I can't believe we forgot to talk about the BOGO. It literally ends at midnight tonight. So midnight Pacific time. So truly, if you're watching this and it's just
I'm sorry we forgot to tell you
hesitate.
about it. If you want to complain, please do.
I'm sorry it's not on our website.
All right, so here we are again. It's World Watercolor Month, and now I'm going to add the BOGO just because. Because
Put
there
it in
is.
your sketchbook. Put it in your sketchbook of Twiggy and no? Okay.
That's
That's
not how I roll.
I
All right, so here we go. School.tiny.us/BOGOWC. You've got till midnight tonight.
do it.
Operators are standing by. You will look. Let me say very quickly. You get watercolor rules, and/or you get Mario Robinson's watercolor portraits. Incredible 4 or 5 hour detailed.
Kind
thing.
of not for beginners. I'll say
You
that.
get
It's
watercolor
advanced,
magic,
which
or you
is
can
brilliant.
or plein air watercolor,
Which is also brilliant.
or watercolor pencils.
Which is, oh my
So
gosh.
you can choose any two of them. Yeah, Daniel loves watercolor rules and watercolor magic, and he got both of them. There you go, Daniel. See, Daniel just cut to the chase.
Daniel and I traded emails yesterday, and
Nice. And you know what I will say? A lot of people surprisingly are buying two. of
Judy,
those.
who I saw, and she bought it twice.
Buying twice.
Judy,
All right,
you know
so
what?
now
I'm going to send you a lemon bar. I'm sending some
now
lemon
we're in
bars.
QVC territory, so let's stop it now. Okay, so we want to see your picnics. Please post them on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I'm turning you off. Actually, stop it.
I just got a fit of the giggles. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so go to
I'm so hungry. So hungry. I'm so hungry.
May I suggest something?
Food. Yeah.
Here's what I'm suggesting. So, hashtag SBS draw with me. Let me start again. Take a picture of your picnic and put it on Facebook, or put it on Instagram, or put it in the schoolyard and tag it hashtag SBS draw with me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. What's the schoolyard you say?
Buy the BOGO
Buy
and
the-
find out. Yeah. That's how you know what the schoolyard is.
By the BOGO.
Buy the BOGO.
Sign up for Danny'sEssays.com. I'm sorry we're harassing you today. I write an essay every Friday. I honestly haven't written my essay for tomorrow.
Whoa.
I know, but I will. And that's going out tomorrow. So, and subscribe to this channel. Tag. Blah, blah,
Take the
blah.
day off tomorrow. It's a holiday.
Subscribe to this channel, and then you will be notified when it's time to join us again next week for exciting episode of Draw With Me. For those of you who have come to this for the first time, I hope it was worth it. God, I hope it was worth it. I hope you're not like, that's what this
You know
is
what?
all
Come
about.
next week and it will be more serious. Not. It will be marginally more serious.
It may be worse. Honestly, I have no idea. It may be worse. You can never tell.
We're up to the challenge. We can make it worse. What if we just showed up at Jen's house for Draw With Me next week?
Live.
Just like
Come here July
like,
11th. We'll
have
be
like a little
we'll be
like
at the Cahill Estate, and we will be drawing. We'll be drawing.
we'll be drawing whippets.
We'll be doing whippets, and we'll be drawing.
Ambrosia.
We'll be drawing more food, probably.
We'll be eating lemon bars all around.
We're going to be drawing men with beards eating food.
Okay, do it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a nice holiday.
Bye.